The Golden State Warriors secured a victory that could be crucial for their season by defeating the Memphis Grizzlies on the road, with a final score of 134 to 125. It was truly an intense battle throughout the game, and Golden State found a way to triumph, led by an athlete who scored 52 points. I will talk more about him shortly. We've seen this before, and he's remarkable. I called this win essential for the season because at this moment, they're no longer fighting for a spot in the NBA play-in tournament. They no longer occupy the 6th position in the Western Conference. They have ascended to 5th. If the NBA playoffs started today, the Golden State Warriors would face a strong opponent in a 4-versus-5 matchup. Impressive, isn't it? With 7 games remaining, Golden State maintains the 5th spot in the Western Conference. It's an unbelievable turnaround, with 18 wins and 2 losses when the main players are on the court, and 18 wins and 5 losses since the trade. It's been absolutely surprising, and the energy here is contagious. I know this number might sound optimistic, and I'm not suggesting all 931 of you subscribe to this video, but we are close to reaching 80,000 subscribers. If you're a Golden State Warriors fan, you'll definitely enjoy what we have here. So, don't hesitate to subscribe to stay updated with daily news and rumors, as well as live broadcasts. We had an incredible night on Tuesday against the Memphis Grizzlies, with more than 2,000 viewers in the chat simultaneously. Join us, and consider us your go-to source for Warriors content. Now, let's analyze Golden State's standings, as the situation is more complex than just being in 5th place. They're not completely secure, not by any means. They hold a half-game lead over the Memphis Grizzlies and a full-game lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves. However, Minnesota is trailing by 1 point to the Denver Nuggets at halftime, who are currently in 3rd place. So, it's a decisive game for the Timberwolves. Moreover, Golden State holds the tiebreaker over Memphis and Minnesota, but not over the Los Angeles Clippers, who are just 1 game behind in the standings, even though they occupy the 8th spot. So, there's a real mess in play for those 2 precious spots, the 5th and 6th in the Western Conference. Golden State needs to stay firm if they want to avoid a play-in game. The next 4 games will be challenging as they will face teams that are fighting to escape the play-in tournament. The Suns are trying to get into that tournament, but look at these teams. A tough opponent will be faced on Thursday, and right after that, they'll play against the Nuggets in altitude, against a team they've struggled with recently. Then, they'll face the Rockets, who, as we know, are 2nd in the Western Conference. They're playing remarkable basketball, with impressive defense and a rising group of young talents. These are some of the most talented rosters in the NBA. The victory over the Grizzlies was extremely important, but more wins are needed against this group. They need to win at least 2 of the next 3 games and then defeat the Suns. The schedule will end with matchups against San Antonio, Trailblazers, and Clippers, with the latter being a crucial game for the standings on April 13th, the last game of the regular season. But for now, let's not rush. I want to ask you a question during the broadcast. What's your opinion about the position? To face the lowly Suns, the year ends with San Antonio, the Trailblazers, and the Clippers, which could turn out to be a decisive game for the standings on April 13th, the final regular season game. However, let's not get ahead of ourselves. At this moment, I would like to ask all of you watching, what position do you think the Warriors will end up in the Western Conference playoff race? Considering the current situation and their performance so far, where do you think the Golden State Warriors will finish in the NBA playoffs? Ideally, they could avoid the play-in tournament, because dealing with elimination basketball would be pretty stressful. My blood pressure would definitely rise. Share your thoughts on what position you think Golden State will secure in the comments. Now, let's dive into the discussion. Can you believe the performance we witnessed? From a start, it was clear that Steph was ready for a spectacular night. Before we analyze his incredible plays on the court, as he was hitting shots from all over the place, we need to comment on something about the refereeing. The treatment he receives, considering his contributions to the league and how he transformed basketball, is truly baffling. The number of fouls not called on him is shocking, especially with the defender literally hitting him the entire game, while others were also playing aggressively, but the referees let it slide. It was astounding to observe such inconsistency. At one point, a player pushed Moses Moody out of bounds and nothing was called. No foul was called. Then a classic fake against a leaping defender, and Steph went for the contact, but once again, no call was made. It was really embarrassing. However, what wasn't embarrassing was Steph's performance. 52 points, with just 7 of them scored in the fourth quarter, meaning he scored an impressive 45 points in 3 periods. He was everywhere tonight, whether making a brilliant assist or nearly achieving a 50-point triple-double. He was actively contributing in rebounds, blocking opponents, and intercepting passes to create turnovers. His determination to win this game was clear. He wanted it more than anyone else on the court. He was truly everywhere tonight, whether dishing out a beautiful assist or almost completing a 50-point triple-double. He was there for rebounds, blocking opponents, intercepting passes, and creating turnovers. His desire to win this game was palpable. He wanted it more than anyone else, and it was evident throughout the 48 minutes of play. Welcome to April, where he's playing his best basketball of the season. At this point, he has an average of 52 points this month, something you might not know. His performance has been absolutely remarkable. Let's talk more about this game in a bit, exploring more about him and other players who stood out for Golden State tonight, as some delivered truly impressive performances and memorable moments for the team's young talents. But first, I need to mention platforms that make daily fantasy easier. The process is simple. Choose a lineup of 2 to 6 players based on statistical projections and decide whether to bet more or less. Whether it's basketball, hockey, or baseball, which is in season now, you can even combine sports in a single lineup, as there are options for bowling, darts, golf, and esports. So, select between 2 to 6 players, betting more or less on statistical projections. These platforms always look for good promotions, like bonuses when registering using a promotional code. And you can make your first $5 bet. And don't worry, you don't have to win that bet to get the bonus. They're providing free money for you to follow your favorite sports and make real money in real time. For example, this weekend, for the Final Four tournament, I'd bet on players and their respective stats. You can follow my picks or discard them. Just make sure to do it. Download the app and use the promotional code to get your bonus. A total of 14.5 for the impressive Auburn rookie. You can follow my suggestions or take a different path, as long as you do it in the right setting. The relevant information will be available in the comments and the video description today. We saw 52 from the athlete, which is extraordinary, but several other players, especially the 4 starters, had notably good performances tonight against their opponents. It was incredible to notice that the 3-point shooting seems to have returned to the team, which is an encouraging sign with 7 games left in the regular season as the team fights for a playoff spot. They maintained an average of 40% once again. It's worth remembering that the opposing team also shot 41% from the perimeter, but the team managed to make their shots. They faced some difficulties during the third quarter, especially with the absence of one of the main players. To be honest, the team struggles to generate offense efficiently without him. It's not hard to understand that. They didn't reach 30 assists tonight, which doesn't worry me too much, but what really stood out was the frequency with which they went to the free throw line, converting their attempts with an impressive rate. They were 28 for 28, 100% from the free throw line tonight, which is flawless. They forced 16 turnovers and managed to score 18 points on fast breaks, which was incredible. In second chance points, they scored 19, which was fantastic. It was clear that everyone was giving their all on every play throughout the game, and that's exactly what I wanted to see as the team nears the end of this season. It was phenomenal. One player was hitting every shot he took, but can we talk a little about another athlete? He's gradually standing out, and it's clear that he shines in high-stakes games. In a game marked by a playoff-like atmosphere and implications, he scored 27 points and 4 assists. This performance is exactly why he was brought in. It's not just about making difficult shots. It's about being in the right spots, whether receiving a pass or positioning for a cut. His timing, decisions, and actions overall are crucial, complemented by his relentless effort on defense. He's skilled at intercepting passes, creating deflections, and becoming a real problem for opponents. His performance has been exceptional. The stats speak for themselves. 18 wins and 2 losses when he and another player are on the court together. As long as they're healthy and playing side by side, The potential of this team is limitless. Also, one of the athletes achieved a triple-double with 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists. Although he tried shooting a lot of three-pointers, taking advantage of the space the defense gave him, the focus should be on his impact in other areas. He started strong, making his first long-range shot, but then missed 6 attempts. However, his defensive performance, especially against a dominant opponent, was impressive. He made life hard for the opponent throughout the game, while also helping push the ball forward and facilitating offensive plays. He gave it his all on the court. However, when the game was close and the team needed to secure the win, he was one of the players who made an incredible basket after a rebound. A crucial shot was attempted, but he was effective in positioning himself for offensive rebounds. His performance may not have been flashy, as he didn't hit any long-distance shots, but he always gives his best and is constantly in the right place at the right time. The athlete stood out in the search for offensive rebounds, despite his stats not being the most impressive in this game. He couldn't make a long-range shot, and his consistency in outside shooting is still an expectation, but it's undeniable that he's always in the right position at the right time, giving his all when it matters. This was evident in a game like today's, where he managed to collect an offensive rebound and help with scoring. What more could you want from a player? His contribution was essential, as he committed a significant foul on his opponent during the game, showing his capability. Plus, he made a crucial mid-range shot at the end of the game, considering that, to be honest, some teammates didn't manage to finish the game effectively. Another player made 2 important free throws to extend the lead in the final moments, but we can't forget to mention a third player who hit a three-pointer from the left side, finding his rhythm again. If he can maintain an average of 2 makes every 5 attempts, the team will have great chances in a playoff series. What's expected is that he keeps this level of offensive production and also maintains solid defense, marking the opposing team's main point guard, which has been his responsibility. He's faced this opponent multiple times and dealt with all the talented point guards on the opposing team. If he can keep up this defensive performance and continue working hard on the rebounds, he could achieve great things. He made important shots when the team needed it most, and although it wasn't his most spectacular performance, his contributions were significant. Another player deserves recognition for his dedication on the boards. It was truly impressive. I want to see more of him in action in the next games, as he always seems to be in the right spots, both offensively and defensively, trying to generate extra possessions, and his effort is always total. He proved to be a great athlete coming off the bench for the team. Apparently, he's always well-positioned both offensively and defensively, always active in deflecting the ball to create extra plays, whether on offensive or defensive rebounds. His effort in relation to rebounds is admirable, and he represents that versatile player the team has been looking for. He scored 9 points in the early quarters, although his performance didn't stand out as much for the rest of the game. The second half was particularly challenging after that first quarter, but it's encouraging to see him keep trying shots. This is all we can expect on a daily basis. The dedication he shows is admirable. He's working hard to improve defensively, although he needs to be a bit more disciplined in that area. Overall, I like what I saw from everyone on the team tonight. Each player gave their all, and if this is the version of the team we consistently see until the playoffs, there will be a big challenge in the conference. What can be highlighted from this game, aside from the remarkable performances of some players? It's a blessing to witness this performance. Share your thoughts and stay tuned for updates. The audience is growing, and we are close to a significant milestone. The goal is to reach that number by the postseason, so stay informed about news and rumors throughout the season. Live events will also be available, and it's expected that everyone will be present at the next meeting. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. A stunning new rumor has surfaced, sending shockwaves through the NBA. Nikola Jokic, the reigning NBA MVP and undisputed force of nature for the Denver Nuggets, is reportedly on the radar of the Golden State Warriors. The two-time MVP's name has been increasingly linked with the Warriors in the past few days, igniting fierce debates among fans and analysts alike. Could one of the best players in NBA history leave his beloved Nuggets to join the Golden State dynasty? It's a tantalizing prospect that has everyone wondering what it would mean for both teams. For Jokic, who has led the Nuggets to their first-ever NBA championship in 2023, the prospect of joining Golden State could open a new chapter in his career. The Warriors, with their already potent roster and 4 championship titles in the last decade, would present a new opportunity for the Serbian superstar to chase more rings. Imagine Jokic alongside Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, an ensemble that could reshape the entire league and perhaps create one of the most lethal lineups in NBA history. The Warriors' front office has reportedly been keeping a close eye on Jokic's contract situation, as his current deal with the Nuggets is set to expire in 2026. Rumors suggest that Golden State might be exploring the possibility of a blockbuster trade, which would involve parting with some key assets and potentially reshaping their future to make room for Jokic's talents. If they manage to pull this off, the NBA would be watching one of the most significant shifts in the league's power dynamics in years. But the million-dollar question remains: is Jokic ready to leave the comfort of Denver, where he has become an icon, to join one of the most storied franchises in modern NBA history? Fans of both teams are anxiously awaiting answers, and speculation is running rampant. Jokic's exceptional skill set, his elite passing, rebounding, and scoring, could be the perfect complement to Golden State's system, known for its fast-paced offense and sharp shooting. As we wait for official confirmation, the chatter surrounding Jokic's potential move to the Warriors is reaching a fever pitch. Will the Joker join forces with Golden State stars, or will he continue his legacy in Denver? One thing is certain: this story is far from over, and the next few weeks could prove to be pivotal for the future of the NBA. Stay tuned. What happens next could change the landscape of professional basketball forever. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.